My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Welcome back, everybody. If you are familiar with or interested in California, today's special guest is going to shed light on what the investment scenario is like in beautiful Sacramento, California. We've got Helen Dang. Helen is a real estate investor herself. She's also a realtor. She has a boutique real estate brokerage in Sacramento, and she works with a lot of investors, especially from the Bay Area. So Helen, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you so much, Dave. Right, and welcome to all the listeners as well as the investors out there. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share our experience and expertise with you. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. So Helen, tell me a little bit about what kind of properties you and your investors are typically buying and involved in Sacramento these days.
We actually, as Dave mentioned earlier, we are a kind of like a different kind of brokerage. It's not very typically traditional like you would see with Keller Williams or co-op bankers. Although I work with co-op bankers as well as Century 21 when I first started in real estate. But when I started my brokerage, which is called Savvy, Savvie, which is a combination of two words. That is savvy, like a savvy real estate, right? Yeah. Savvy real estate. And la vie, which is a French word, means to know. So I put the two words together and make it savvy. So to me, like, to know is very important. When you know things, that helps, that makes things work much better. So that is how I put the two words together. It's called savvy. So my brokerage is mostly servicing a small group of clientele. We are not looking for numbers. We are looking for relationships. So all our investors have very good relationships with me as well as the team. So actually, my friends become my investors, and my investors become my friends. So over the years, our relationship just getting better and better. So I don't need to advertise. I don't need to put in a lot of social network or social media. We actually have more exposures on that. But on the business side, our loyal clientele give us just a lot of work. So that is how we function.
What kind of properties are you and your clientele typically purchasing, Helen?
So we typically look for residential investment properties, right? Single family residence, duplexes, fourplexes, as well as commercial residential retailers, things like that. So we work based on their needs, based on their investment goals, and not just on properties. We also deal with business opportunities like auto shop. So I did very successful transactions buying properties for my clients to create an auto shop. And then
I'm sorry,
like
to create
from
what?
brand new auto shop,
Auto
repair
shop. Okay.
shop.
Yeah, got it.
Auto repair shop from brand new, like buying a vanilla shells, build it into a auto repair shops, and then after that they can sell right with the real estate together as well. So I had really good expertise with auto repair shop. So I'm helping my clients sell business opportunities together with lease, like long-term lease, with the business opportunities as well.
So with single family homes in Sacramento, Helen, is it possible to make those kind of properties cash flow in today's environment with the cost of properties and the amount that you can charge for rent?
Right. At the moment, with the high interest rate environment that we are having now, the cash flow would be a challenge unless the investors buy in cash. And so we deal and we help investors buy in cash lots of times. So, like, as you know, I don't know whether you got the statistics, but for the sales that we have right now, 1/3 of the transactions are in cash, and I
Really?
help my cash investors more than more my financing investors. So we mostly buy cash.
So who are your investors typically, Helen? I believe are you from Vietnam originally, or where are you from, and where are your
Yes, I'm from Vietnam, and
uh
many of my investors are also from Vietnam. I also help people from other localities like Hong Kong,
uh
China, Taiwan as well. Some of them are American as well. Mhm.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. So it seems like a lot of Asian investors really like to take cash and purchase properties outright, no mortgages, no bank financing. Do they get better returns on their money that way for cash flow, or is it more a long-term strategy just basically to keep their money safe and grow it with appreciation slowly? What's the main goal of most of your clients?
Right in the beginning, they when we are in the low interest rate environment, 10 years, not 10 years ago, like in 2000, when I first started real estate, it was 2005. So you remember the crash that we had, though, in
Yes.
those years when we have lots of short sale foreclosures and real estate in Sacramento are extremely cheap. You could get a really good one for 80,000,
Wow.
90,000, 100, 110. So like, my investors from the Bay Areas, whenever they came, I would show them a field and they bought like maybe 3, 5 properties at a time.
Yeah.
So there are investors who bought like 10 cash,
Yeah.
no problem at all. And then also one thing with the Asian community is that they right families, they trust each other very much. So let's say I have clients who have families around the world, like in Japan,
Mm.
Germany, Australia's,
Yeah.
when he bought his first um, rental property for 140,000, and I help him rented it out for 1,100 per month, for example.
Yeah.
So his sisters, his brother from Japan will ask him to help. They own some other properties here as well and nearby. So they just send him cash because of course they cannot get a loan in America, right?
Right.
So they
Yeah.
send him cash and he helped them buy those properties under his name or their name, mostly
Right.
under his name, because their families, they trust each other completely.
Hmm.
And that's why we actually have people having cash that way because they have a network of families from around the world who cannot get funding in America.
So
Does it make sense?
if I understand correctly, Helen, then some of these families will pool their money together to buy a property in the United States. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
interesting.
right. So
Smart.
there are cases like that. There are cases like that because there are, let's say, I service not just investors in the Bay Area, but actually through the network, I
Yeah.
have an international clientele.
But they
So
usually work through
mm,
one American family member,
yes,
correct? Yeah.
right, yes,
To,
yeah.
okay.
So like
So
one family member
just out
would
of curiosity, how does it work with the ownership of the property? It's in one family member's name in the United States. is there any conflict 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later when the value of the property has increased a lot? How do they determine what percentage ownership, or how does that usually work, Helen?
So far, I think that, with my clientele, with my clients, their relationship, the family relationship has been really strong and they work things out very well. Let's say they have sisters joining together to buy properties. And at the time when they say, okay, I want to sell now because I have so much equity there. So the
Yeah.
other sister will buy her out and
Oh,
then
interesting.
pay off, like whatever the initial capital is, together with equity, at the market value. So I have
Interesting.
seen them, arrange, their transfer like that. So, I have a client who I help, right, buy 10 properties in Sacramento. And then after she acquired those properties, she would sell them to her sisters. And then her sisters will be sending in the title. However, after a while, they would just like keep inter transfer within the family.
Yeah.
One sister's transfer to another, sharing equities, whatever the
Keeping the
arrangement
wealth
that
in the
works for them.
family. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
And they
interesting.
trust each other and they trust each other completely. However, any questions, they call me. Although that, I did the first transactions, right? Now this is how I build up the relationship. And to me, the relationship is the one that helps my business survive and last long to over 20 years.
Of course.
So I help them with the initial transactions. Consider done, right? I
Yeah.
do not earn anything after that.
Mm.
However, when they have the sisters who wanted to buy them out and they have questions with titles, paperwork, the first one they call is me. They call,
Mm.
okay, what do I need to do? Although I earn zero and I do charge them anything, I still help them through those
Well,
transactions.
that's why you get referrals, right? It makes
And
sense.
then they refer me like to 5, 10 other friends.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that's why, as I said, my business is mostly on referrals. I just service referrals, and that is just like more than I could handle.
Well, it sounds like Asian families have better, more trusting relationship than North American families. I can think of a lot of people I know who would not be very comfortable doing that kind of arrangement.
I don't, as I said, we probably are too trusting, like we trust friends, we help each other as much as we can.
Yeah.
Sometimes we, by not charging anything, like my clients who I help, like to buy fourplexes and anything they could think of, not related to properties, not
Yeah.
related to real estate. Oh, they call me up. First thing, okay, here, this is my issue. This is my thing with taxes. This is my thing with
Yeah,
rentals,
you're the
property
connector.
management. They
You're
call
the
me
person
first.
that can help them out. So
Yes.
Helen, what are you and your partners planning moving ahead? We were talking a little bit before we started recording. It sounds like you're looking to purchase or to build some properties in Sacramento. Is that true?
I love your questions. Thank you so much. And I need your help. Okay, this is the project that I have. It's very near and dear to me for a long time. I am a real estate broker and I'm doing fine with that. However, looking at the environment that we are having right now, I feel like it's time to develop. It's
Mm.
time to build. And I have looked at that direction for years. And we were just working on like acquiring land and looking for architect, things like that before COVID started. And now we waited for another 3 years. And now I'm picking up the project again. I know that I have friends as well as buyers who are really, really looking to have affordable residential properties. because the need is high and then demand is very low. All
Mhm.
of the properties, all the new homes around here are in the range of 700,000, 800,000 plus
Yeah.
everywhere. And it's beyond many of the buyers in my community. So especially what I'm having in mind is a retirement village for people who really just want to scale down because they now are empty nesters. They do not need or want to have or live with their children. They want to be around the community. They want to be around friends, but they
Mhm.
don't want or cannot afford a property like in that price range. So we are looking for properties that we can build under 500,000. So we want to um, we have been looking for a site, let's say 5 acres, that can build multiple residential income or just residential, maybe for income or maybe not. And then each of them could be just like 1,000 square feet, but we have a design that is really cute. And we have looked at builders, we have interviewed builders. We know the cost. We know what builders that we can hire. We
Yeah.
have architects. We have the resources. Now we just need to have some equity, some capital to help us build or pay the builders in order to create that community. So
Well, I
those are
think I
my
think
plans.
I just from what we've discussed, I think you probably have all the capital you need within your existing network of clients and friends and people that you've done business with. That would be
We
the
do not have all. We do not have all. Such development would require quite a bit of initial investment because when you are talking about developing, you are talking about the land acquisition, but you also talk about other facilities to go with it. Let's say bringing utilities in,
Mhm.
permit, foundations, maybe developing some inner roads, septic tank, sewage. Those are like initial costs,
Mhm.
right? So we need that kind of investment first.
Well,
And then when we
most developers are getting financing from a financial institution, a bank or something like that, and then
that
they're
is what we need.
raising
Yes.
capital, the rest of the capital from investors. Yeah. So
No,
that's
we only need the beginning ones. We need the investors to help us with the beginning ones. Once we can when we can split the lot like into kind of like
you
buildable
subdivide it.
lots,
Yeah.
then we can actually sell already. Then we can start marketing and sales and get construction loans already. But
Mm.
there's still, if we are looking at that, there's still quite a bit of capital, to talk with. So we have looked at different scales. First one, the minimum one probably would be about 5 properties, 5 single family homes, or 5 duplexes, for example. And then if our first project goes well, then we can go to a little bit bigger
Bigger. Yeah.
village right next to it. Yes. So we actually looking at a village, maybe 50 properties, right? So that, 50 families can live around. But we want to start small first at 5. So I have talked to a builders who is willing to work with us at the minimum of 5 properties. So we are just looking for, right locations. And then once we put everything together, we will have partners to work with us. But definitely in the process, we will need a little bit more at capital.
Yeah, that makes sense. Helen, time flies when we're having fun. If our listeners want to connect with you, where should they go?
Right, I have my profile on LinkedIn, so you can type in Helen Dang that or Savvy. I also have Facebook, same name, and then same brokerage name on Savvy as well. Oh, one more thing I'd like to share. This is like recently I also issued or created a newsletter on real estate and all the community related activities. It is really very well received, and we have 9 actually. The coming is the 10. 9 editions issuing out and very well received. It is in Vietnamese. However, it has the functions to be translated into English. And we have from 0 subscriber to 650 subscriber in 8 to like near 2 months. So we have increased our readerships quite a bit. It's very well appreciated. So I would love to have you subscribe and share with you the stories as well, community related as well as real estate related.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for being on the show, Helen.
Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate your giving me the opportunity in order to share with you what we have and what we have done and what we will be doing. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.